There in Twitchland. This is Doc, aka GamerSeuss, again with the GamerSeuss Twitch channel. And once again, we're doing another tip for new players on Wild Terra 2. In this case, I've done a couple of these already for the new fishing update. I did a basic overview video of the new fishing update, and then I did a video where I mainly just talked you through some of the combinations. This time around, I've actually got some images from the game that I'm going to show you for the update. So when you first go in, this is going to help you out in understanding the interface. Now, remember, all my videos are brought to you in support of Extra Life, part of the Children's Miracle Network that helps children with long-term, often chronic conditions like muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy, end-stage renal disease, cancer. Help them have a little bit more of a normal life. They get in consoles, board games, puzzles. Help them with Make-A-Wish Foundation. They do research, and if they need special equipment to handle their conditions and stuff, it helps with that as well. So, and now that we got that out of the way, let's go on to the video. Now, first off, when you do your fishing, you're going to go to a fishing spot with a rod and a reel. You know, that you're going to have your fishing pole of whatever quality you have. The better the quality, the better the fish you're going to be able to get combined with your skill. And you're going to have your bait in your offhand. So you have to have both of those equipped. Then you're going to hit your left mouse button to cast into an appropriate fishing spot. And when you do that, you're going to get an image that looks something like this. It'll be down and then the lower central part of your screen. You'll see this image, and as you can see, it's got a little weight indicator, and then the drag out, the pull, and the yank buttons. And this way you can actually go hands-free. You can click, instead of hitting the letters E, R, and T for dragging, pulling, or yanking, you can just click on them using your mouse button. Do a left click on the button to do it. So you can do this one-handed if you wanted to once you started the fishing process. You don't have to click wait, of course. Wait. And as you go through the sequence, it will remember the sequences, and the buttons or the weight symbol will be green in the appropriate sequence for the fish you're doing. Now, I do want to caution people that although I'm going to show you some patterns here, it has become evident to several of us that the patterns will sometimes change. Now, if you just click on the scroll here, or you actually just hover over the scroll, it will tell you at each fishing spot what bait and what fish are available. There's basically just a couple of types of fishing spots. There's your river fish, like the river around Hartford. There is your ocean fish, which is just off the sea, like at the docks in the north of the island or in the southern part of the island. And then there's the like dungeon fishing areas, like in some of the dungeons there'll be an extra room with a pond, and you'll have a limited time to catch fish there. Now I'm going to show you some of the patterns, and let's go through and see here. One of the earliest patterns that you're going to do is, I'm going to find it, is, come on, there we go, the Crucian. And in the Crucian, there's a couple of different patterns that we've seen come up for the Crucian. Of course, a Crucian then can be caught with, let's see here, just to double check. It's a river fish. It's mostly caught with maggots. Is the main fish that you're going to get with the Crucian. And as you can see, for Crucian, Wait E is a popular Crucian combination. Let's see here. Make sure I'm getting all the other, because there's at least one other crucian. Okay, then it's also weight RE can get you a crucian. Uh, and those are going to be the big ones that you're going to get for the crucian, which is one of the earliest fish you're going to catch. Now, another one that you're going to catch quite often, and it would be a big one in the beginning, is going to be the roach. And for the roach, you can catch the roach using worms. You can also catch the crucian with worms, but you tend to catch crucians, roaches, and sometimes you're going to get trout on the worm in the river. Roaches you can see as weight E as well. So you're going to see the crucian sometimes is going to be weight E, and then the roach is sometimes going to be weight E. So it's going to be a little mixed up. And then, like I said, there are some instances where these have actually changed on us. But generally speaking, it's going to, whatever you hook is what you're going to catch or not catch. So watch your buttons and see if they come up as green or not. If they come up as red, the next time you see the sequence and you see a red button, pick either a different button or wait if it's not weight that's red, because weight might be the next sequence. But you want to generally follow most of these sequences that we see here, because there's going to be some variation of these sequences. Now, that's crucian and roach. Another big one you're going to want to do is the trout. So let me find my trout one. Because it's going to be one that you use quite a bit for animal taming. Bears is the big thing for trout. Plus there's here's a trout recipe, and it's a little bit more extensive. Now you're going to catch trout using alburnus and sometimes worms, but alburnus are going to give you trout, and they're going to give you catfish, but it's usually going to be worms. But it's going to be weight, then T, then R, then E. And that's generally, when you get that long sequence, you know that you're going to get a trout. Now, the alburnus is used, like I said, to also get the catfish, but you don't want to go for the catfish till you're at least 14th, 15th level fishery. And I say 15 and above, because even at 15, which is what I'm at right now, I miss sometimes. Even though my sequence is perfect, it'll still fall off the hook, which means I'm just at the edge of the ability to do the trout. Now, there are other fish that you're going to do in the river. If you use, like, for instance, the crucian is a fish that you can use to catch other fish. Let's see, there's another fish you're going to want to get in the river too. Let's see, you got carp, and let me double check my notes here, because carp carp you catch with peas as your bait. Carp and ID, our IDE fish, are caught with peas. And as you see, weight TE is often going to get you a carp. You will sometimes, when you've got the peas on the line, get the carp with weight E as well. Otherwise, you also are going to pick up the IDE, which I don't think I've got an IDE image right now in my ready images. Double checking my image files. Okay, I mentioned the alburnus. You're going to catch an alburnus with maggots on the river, and that's generally going to be like you're going to hit E like right away is one of the main ones for the Alburnus. Another one you're going to hit with the Alburnus is going to be wait and then T. So those both will often get you the Alburnus, which you use to catch the catfish and the trout later on. Mainly it's the big one for catching the catfish, is the Alburnus. Those are big ones that you want to do. Now, like I said, you got the maggots, the peas, and the worms, and the crucians are the main ones, and the Alburnus that you're going to use at the river. Now, when you move on to the sea, you're going to use different sets of bait because you're going to use peas to catch things like simple medicine sometimes. I don't think I've got an image for that. Now, various things are going to give you random things, and that can be caught on almost any bait. But I'm going to show you some of the random things you can catch while we're at it. Red wine can be caught on various bait, and that'll be like a T, weight, E kind of thing. It's an event thing. You'll find that the events will give you certain random items, like from old events and stuff. Like the Christmas event, you'll get kids' presents or gingerbread men or berry tinctures. Things like that will come up as things that you get. There's another one that you're going to get that's T, weight, E, and you'll get the Forester's Amulet, which you might be familiar with from killing like skeletons in the graveyard. And it's got the same stats as the one in the graveyard. What else is on my list here? Okay, that's it for the random things I've got. Now you're going to catch jellyfish at the ocean with almost any bait. It's like the default. If you're not high enough to get something, then they might go ahead and let you catch a jellyfish. But that means you can waste the high-end feathered spoons to get a jellyfish. And there's a couple of different combos for the jellyfish, but usually it's like lead to the side and then lead to the side and you hit E. But there's different variations. Like I said, they do change on us. I don't have an image for the jellyfish. I didn't bother because it's you're going to want them for fertilizer, but you're going to get so many of them that it's not something you're going to really have to work hard at. It's really something you get when you're out trying to fish for other things. See, if you use the maggot, you will sometimes get shrimp, and that's a good one to get. Let me see. I have a shrimp image here. There's a shrimp, and it'll be T and then E for shrimp quite often. Shrimp are good because later on you can take them out into the desert to the river areas there to catch salmon, and you need salmon for some of the quests plus salmon roe. So shrimp is one of the ones you're going to want to catch for that, and that's T and E. Now shrimp are quite often caught on maggots. Maggots are the main bait that catches you shrimp. Another one that you're going to catch a lot on the sea are going to be sprats and capelin on the maggots. So capelin are going to be weight E, and then sprat. Let's see, where's my sprat image? Is going to be weight E as well. So you may get a capelin, you may get a sprat, and they both can be used as bait and typically catch about the same stuff when you use the sprat. You're going to use your sprat to catch sea bass and cod. Now sea bass is one you're going to need for one of the quests, and that is going to be weight TER typically. Again, like I said, all of these are subject to change. We have seen that they've changed, so we think that in some ways they're kind of linked to individual players, so there's a group of different combinations. But for the most part, these are the most consistent ones that I've found. And sea bass are good for a couple of the quests that you want. Now, the other big one that you're going to get with the sprat or the capelin is going to be the cod. Let me see. Let me see if I got my cod image here. I didn't put these in any. Here's the cod. Now, cod you're going to get, and it's going to be 3 weights and then an E. And cod's important because that's where you get your cod liver for making some of your cookery dishes. That's a big one, is cod. So you're going to want to go out to get cod. The last really big one you're going to do, and this is the one that takes up the feathered spoons that are made with steel and sapphires, the high-end bait, is going to catch you the halibut, black and white halibut. And I have images for those. For the black halibut, one of the good ones is you're going to go up and you're going to fish and use the spoons, and it's going to be weight RR, weight E, or R, because that the last one could be R, and that's true on the black halibut or the white halibut, but because it's weight RR weight E, or weight RR weight R will be the halibut. Those are the 2 combinations that I've heard of so far for the halibut. Now the halibut is not listed, the white halibut is not listed as an available fish when you hover over the scroll in the sea, but it randomly comes up instead of the black halibut, and you will need the white halibut for the feathered spoons quest from the fisherman once you go through the quest line. So you want to wait now to get at least 18 to 20 in your fishery before you try for the halibut, or even if you do them perfectly, you will often end up getting jellyfish, because this is a sea one, so you're getting the jellyfish. Now there are a couple other things that you're going to get out of the rivers. Mainly with the crucian, you're going to also pick up pike, which is one I've got here, and I think I've got the image for the pike. And the reason I'm bringing up pike is, one, it's one of the quests that you're going to have to do is to get pike, and you will use crucian to get the pike. But the other thing is, when you butcher the pike, you can sometimes find a lucky ring, which will drop, and it gives you bonuses. The one that we've seen so far gives a 5% chance for double gather experience and plus 5% to gathering chance. And you get that pike by going weight TRE, and then you get a pike. And then to butcher a fish, you just click on it, and if you have a knife in your inventory, you can click on butcher and it'll butcher it. And that's how you turn fish into fish fillets, fish cutlets for the cooking, and that's how you get the cod livers. These are just the basic fish patterns. With this time I wanted to give you some images to go along with the fishing. And let's see if I've got any other important images I want to let you have before we're all said and done. Let's see, like, here's an image of a fishing spot, and you'll see this is kind of what it looks like when you hover over the scroll. It'll say this fishing spot, and you can see in this one you can get alburnus, crucian, roach, carp, trout, pike, catfish, and IDE using either maggots, worms, peas, shrimp, alburnus, crucians, or roaches as your baits. Like I said, I would save the shrimp for the desert areas to try to get the salmon. I would try to save the alburnus to catch your catfish and your trout. But these are some of the things you can catch. I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main little startup screen here, my title screen. Again, I want to thank you for listening through this. This is going to be a little bit more help in your fishing endeavors, and it actually shows some of the patterns. But again, keep in mind, these patterns are changeable. We've noticed that with the new patch, different people are finding different patterns for the same fish, and if you mess up and go back, sometimes the pattern has changed. So take all of these with a grain of salt. It's going to be a little bit of trial and error, and they may be kind of character bonded patterns. So some of the patterns might not be as set in stone as others, but we're seeing some consistency with the ones that I've shown you here. Thank you again for watching. Remember to support Extra Life, part of the Children's Miracle Network, and catch me for the next Wild Terra 2 video here on the Gamer Seuss Twitch channel, or go over to YouTube and search Gamer Seuss, and in the Wild Terra playlist you will find my Wild Terra videos. Remember to like, share, and follow, subscribe. Either subscribe to my YouTube or subscribe to my Twitch, or both. Twitch subscriptions cost $5 a month, or you get one free one with your Amazon Prime membership, in which you can get it free for like a year if you're a student. So you get one a month for free through Amazon Prime. Out of that $5, I get $2.50 of that. $1.25 of that goes to Extra Life. Right off the top, rounded up, you know, because I get a payoff whenever I make at least $100. I immediately take half of whatever I make, round it up, give it to Extra Life, and the other half just goes to pay for my equipment, registrations for software, any upkeep for the channel. I actually make no money. I spend money out of pocket for the rest of what I pay, because I don't make enough for that right now. It would be nice to get to the point where I did make enough, but really a lot of it would end up going more to Extra Life. I'm not looking to make a lot of money here. I might get some upgraded equipment, but otherwise that's about it. Maybe register a couple other games to play to show you guys what to do. If you view my videos on YouTube, I'm working to try to get that to the point where I start making some money for Extra Life there. I need 4,000 viewed hours on YouTube, or 1 million shorts views. So just viewing the shorts help, and just general counts. And those are 15 to 60 second long little videos. I've got some like 60-second recipes and stuff, and it's just quick views. I'm getting a lot of views on that. I need both that, and then I need 1,000 subscribers in order to monetize there. Plus I have to go through a review process, so it's not automatic. But I am trying to get that done to bring the channel. So like, share, follow, set notifications, and we'll see you next time here on the Gamer Seuss channel. Remember, may all your rolls be criticals. If they're fumbles, may them at least be epic in the retelling of the story. And in the immortal words of Stan Lee, as I like to sign out, Excelsior. Good night.